Greetings, fellow humans. This is day 2 of the rest of our lives with Donald Trump once again being elected president. Some people saying the next 4 years are going to be the worst 4 years possible. Some people super excited. Some people it makes you feel better. It makes you feel better about the world. Thinking, oh yeah, we got, Orange Man is back in power. How did I come around on Orange Man anyway? I was very opposed to him, but I don't know. I'll try to find a way to articulate it. People might be surprised because I was kind of anti-Orange Man, so I could end up once again anti-Orange Man. But I'm very excited for what he did to cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is still up. I just got another notification from Coinbase that it reached some kind of all-time high. So I have to check on it right now. So that's good. Yes, Bitcoin is at $76,000, it appears right now, which is very close to its all-time high, which just hit earlier today. So that's good news for those of us who believe in the crypto future. Victorian Greyjoy says your portfolio. I wonder if your portfolio is stocks, because stocks have gone up quite a bit too. Victorian Greyjoy says my portfolio went up 12% overnight. Congratulations. That's good. I wonder what you're invested in. Coinbase stock went up 30% yesterday. Couldn't believe that. Look how long it took. I'm having problems with my browser, I think. Look how long it took for your comment to go up, and then it just disappeared on its own like that. What's up, Little Round Box? Hi from Aruba. We are watching you from our vacation refuge. You didn't want to be here for the vote. Is that what you're saying? Because you thought there might be political violence? So far, no crazy reactions from people. When Biden won in 2020, people came out of COVID hiding to dance in the streets. Do you guys remember that? People came out from hiding to literally dance in the street when Biden got elected. Believe it or not, it really happened. I remember it because I was covering it. People didn't believe Joe Biden could win because of the size of his rallies, for one thing. Then the 81 million votes. A lot of people are questioning what happened in 2020 now, because of now we have the data between all the different vote totals. Not that people weren't questioning it before, but they're re-examining it. That's cool. We're all jealous you're in Aruba. The only thing I know about Aruba is it's in that song, Aruba. Or is that Bermuda? Or is it both? Aruba. Congratulations on that. That's great. So yeah, let me see. What am I going to talk to you guys about today? I have various things I collected from the internet. I do have more liberal tiers, including Jimmy Kimmel. I have AOC hyperventilating. I have a guy telling you to kill yourself. I have one that's just really funny. Oh, the 4B movement. I actually learned something today. I stumbled on it. I was like, oh, I actually am on to some kind of weird trend, some weird cult trend. I always got into those before. 4B. Does anybody know what that is? Oh, look at this. Irk says you looking healthy, Nathan. Good shit. Thank you. You think it's my lighting? I did update the lighting for the show. But I do go I walk a couple miles a day and don't lift any weights or anything. But now at least I'm walking. When I was employed, I didn't do anything. I have to say I was much less happy being employed. I have to say now, going a month without being employed, I feel better. And I enjoy doing the show more for some reason. So, but I am going to go back to work. But that particular job, I think it's just as well that I don't have. I don't think I could have handled it for forever anyway. Could be my lighting. Candace, who says, why am I looking so cool? I could turn, this is why, I guess. See, I think it adds a little warmth or something. I started turning the ring light on because it was getting dark. I like doing the show by natural lighting, or I had preferred it. But look at this. See? Makes me stand out more from the background. Again, it gives me a little more color too, it looks like. So good. Thanks. Everybody likes my setup. Perfect. The only thing we need, I do miss having a cat. I like cats. Whenever I see cats, I feel good. But I miss Doshi. Whenever I see videos of Doshi was around for actually, he might have died before the election last time, but he would have been sad anyway that he didn't win. Jacob Salas says, thoughts on Elon Musk tweeting Novus Ordo Seclorum, New World Order. Let me look at that. Did he just do it? Yeah, because he's talking, because like he's, I don't know if it's fascism supposedly is combining government and industry and everything together. So Elon Musk is going to kind of be doing that a little bit. I mean, you could see where if he didn't have good motives, that it would be problematic, that he's just basically integrating himself with government, and he's the richest guy in the world, and he's got these huge businesses which are getting bigger, and then he's building robots too. I mean, Elon Musk is going to take, basically this election is like Elon Musk taking over the world in a lot of weird ways. So I hope everybody's going to be okay with that, because it was kind of obvious. And his stock has gone up 15% yesterday or whatever it was. So what is he worth now? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And he's young, so he could be doing this forever. And he's got all these different things. I've heard people say Starlink could become the biggest subscription service of all time. I don't think they can ever, they'll come out with phones that work off Starlink. But the problem with that is satellites have to have some kind of line of sight. So radio signals are better for mobile phones. But to have the option to use the satellite, apparently it's already somewhat functional. And now he'll get government contracts. Look at that. That's amazing. God, I wish I knew how to control that with my mind. That camera zooming is amazing. It's crazy. I got to get the new phone too. I heard I can trade this. I can trade mine in for the new iPhone Pro. I got to get on that. Always good to have the latest technology. Tex Murphy says Starlink does not work in cloudy weather. Yeah. See, yeah, that's the trouble with satellites. But it's good for rural. It's really good for rural internet. And the government gave out some kind of contracts or something to provide internet to places that don't have it, and didn't contact Starlink. I mean, Starlink is probably going to get government contracts to do things, to give people free internet or reduced price internet or subsidized internet. So, but it's not even that expensive. I think it's $100 a month. And if you live in the boonies, it's worth it. Anyway, I'm going to play my intro, and we'll show you some stuff. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Do you believe me? Was it glitchy on your end? It was glitching out on my end. I don't see it. Shouldn't do that for you since it's like stored internally or something. But thanks for the Cash App donate from the person who gave me one yesterday. Appreciate you. You are awesome. You help this show continue. Let me put down my banner for the t-shirts. We're still selling those. Although people are asking, why don't you have my size? It's because the deals have been too good for too long. But you can still get shirts, including this one, Lift the Veil Never Normal baseball shirt. They're kind of cool and stylish, these shirts. So make sure you get some. Truthclothing.io. They're also limited. So every show I was showing you guys the polls. So that's something that we lost out on. How accurate were the polls? How accurate was the betting? Were the betting markets? I guess you probably want to know that because I referred to the betting markets every show leading up to the election. The betting markets were accurate down to a state level. Basically, the only thing that wasn't accurate, and which I bet on and won, was that he would win the popular vote. He had very long odds to win the popular vote. It was like 25. They said it was a 25% chance. But everything else on the betting on Polymarket apparently predicted the election results at a state level, at least. So that's pretty impressive. The polls, there were a few polls, at least one, that were pretty accurate. And I knew that there were polls. There was at least one kind of right-leaning poll operation that had him up in every single swing state and stuff before, So that's kind of what I was relying on to set my expectations. So those were good. Mostly the polls were wrong by what I'm told is like 2 points, but they were wrong. And I guess the reason people were optimistic about Kamala Harris is that in 2022, the polls were wrong the other way. And that's when I lost all my money. All that I had in that betting account is I had won previous elections, not very much though. I really hadn't bet very much at that time. But then I lost all of it in 2022 betting on Kerry Lake and betting against John Fetterman. So, anyway, the polls were wrong, like they always have been for Donald Trump, and he does better than the polls. I mean, they were really wrong in 2020. So anyway, what are we going to learn from that? I don't know. I don't know if there's any way to know what will happen when it's someone who's not Trump. And I don't know if there will ever be a Republican that's not universally hated by the media. I mean, I feel like you go back in time, it's just hard to judge. I don't know what I would have thought was bias or not bias back in time. I mean, George W. Bush, I can't remember if the media really went for the Iraq war. And after 9/11, they seemed to like George W. Bush. So I don't remember them having the same kind of animus towards Republican candidates. So I just don't know if we'll ever experience another thing like Trump. JD Vance, if he runs, if he's a nominee or something next time, he's not very Trump-like as far as his personality. He doesn't attack people and stuff the way Trump does. So, Trump has named Susie Wiles. Thanks, Blazing Scar. That's breaking news. Yeah, he named Susie Wiles, chief of staff, and she's the first woman chief of staff. Yeah, Susie Wiles, who all I can say is Nick Fuentes hates her, but I don't know that matters. I don't know that matters much. Apparently she's well liked she doesn't have many enemies, apparently. And she was with him in 2016. She was with him in 2020. She was with him in 2024. I don't know a thing about her. Saw images of her in the videos. Never seen her before. So apparently, though, and I do feel, but I don't know that I don't know how competent or capable she is, but apparently people say she's capable with Trump and also at controlling Trump when necessary. I don't know. Don't know what that means, but yeah, Susie Wiles, first female chief of staff. So Jacob Salas says, is she a Zionist? Well, Trump, what do you think? Do you think Trump is? Is Trump a Zionist? I mean, he is kind of. He is pretty much. I mean, he wants to fulfill Zionist prophecy to some extent, moving the embassy to Jerusalem and making Jerusalem the capital and all that stuff. You know, that's all part of fulfilling things that are necessary for the real New World Order, controlled from Jerusalem. Brian M. Hey, very good insight. Barron seems like the pivotal link to help Trump win. Apparently, he consults with Barron Trump. Apparently, he consulted him before going on some kind of live stream. Aiden Ross. I don't know anything about him. I think I saw Aiden Ross, some kind of young Jewish kid, apparently, who live streams. Apparently Trump consulted Barron on that. Barron is going to be the star. Actually, like, I'm going to go ahead and predict that Barron is going to be like a cult. He already has a cult following, but he's like 8 feet tall too. Victorian Greyjoy says he told him to go on Aiden, Rogan, and Theo Von. I thought his sons. See, that is the thing about Trump, is he's got these children from different generations. I mean, it's fun. I mean, they're different ages. He's got his grown children. I mean, Barron now is over 18, I believe, and 6'9". I heard could still be growing. What was I going to say? Oh, then he's got Donald Trump Jr. and Eric. And I think I heard that Trump Jr. took credit for picking JD Vance. So I think that now, like, this is the podcast. This was the podcast election. Apparently, shows that's what people think. Podcasts like PBD and Rogan and Theo Von and all that stuff. That's kind of new, and it's free. That's what's crazy. The Kamala Harris campaign outspent Trump big time and had all these traditional things going for him, but Trump still won because social media is free. TikTok is free. I mean, you have to pay to produce things, obviously. You have to pay to produce content if you want good professional content. But a lot of that with AI and the way editing software is now, you just have to have young people pretty much. I just realized that when you get older, it's harder to learn new stuff. I feel kind of brain damaged a little bit, but like, I just feel it's just harder to learn new things when you get older. So I want to continue to be able to learn new stuff, but like learning the latest, experimenting with whatever the latest photo editing software is and so forth. But in any case, he had good people making ads for him. That's not that expensive to do when you can post them on TikTok and stuff and get your free press. So something they're saying is that Trump did better in states. This is some kind of cope, I think. He overperformed everywhere, but he overperformed more in states that weren't swing states, if that makes sense. So he won in swing states, but he won even harder in places where there was no campaign, like California, New Jersey, New York, like places he super overperformed where they didn't run any ads and stuff. So people are saying, oh, Kamala's campaign worked at least to some extent because he did worse in places where she actually campaigned. But the story is that like things are just like the numbers compared to 2020 are insane as far as the gains he made in blue states that he still lost. But if those states turn, like if Virginia goes the direction of Florida, for example, Florida used to be a purple state. And it's got a huge population. And now it's red every time. DeSantis kind of made that happen. Then you got a popular governor, Glenn Youngkin in Virginia. That Virginia, was much closer than they thought it would be. And then New Jersey, I heard Trump only won by a little bit. Let's see. I have the map here. New Jersey, yeah, Kamala only won by 5 points in New Jersey. Only 5 points in New Jersey. They have 14 electoral votes. She only won by the same amount in Virginia. So think about if the trends continue, then next time those two states will be swing states, will be battleground states. So imagine if New York ever becomes a swing state. California, we're still a long way away, but it's closing. It's closing everywhere. The question is then, like, will it be something that carries forward beyond Trump? Because actually Trump did better than down ticket people. Like there were places he won and the Republican lost, for example. He outperformed the rest of the ticket. So we'll have to see if the shift is real. But Democrats are definitely freaking out. They definitely have no idea what's going on. Oh, big thing that happened today is the Pennsylvania Senate race was called and the Republican won. So far the Republicans have gained 4 seats in the Senate. So they're going to be at 53, which is important because I think in their caucus are two, who is it? McCaskill and this other lady that could go with the Democrats possibly sometime. So if having 53 is good. So they have 51 solid. So Shelley says, I wish they would stop mailing out the postcards. I was still getting the texts from the Trump campaign. They said I'm invited to the inauguration, but I'd have to become some kind of huge donor, apparently. It was like, you're invited to the inauguration. Click here. And I was like, click. It said, if you're in the top 1% of donors, I wonder how much money that costs. They put me up in a hotel and everything to be at the Trump inauguration. Yeah, you can just text Trump to 88022. That's where I get my texts from. I got him because we were going to go to Coachella. He did that thing in Coachella. We were thinking about going there, but it's like 5 hours from here. So Jedi says, is it true that Trump is appointing Ron Paul as the new Fed chairman? That would be amazing. I do have a clip of, because the Fed met today, they cut rates. Just in relation to this comment, Jerome Powell was asked what he would do, because I think Trump said he's going to get rid of Jerome Powell. I think so. There's that.
Hi, Victoria Guido with Politico. Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on? Do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Hi, Victoria Guido with Politico.
There you go. That's it. So apparently some people in the Trump campaign are saying we should get rid of Jerome Powell. I don't know I hate to say this, like, but I don't know what he did wrong exactly. I mean, they didn't raise rates fast enough, but otherwise, I mean, the results haven't been disastrous so far. So far, they can claim it's a soft landing, which is amazing. But when you can print money endlessly, don't know. Do you guys think there's going to be a banking crisis? Banks are definitely sitting on these terrible balance sheets because of commercial real estate and bonds being underwater. But I don't know what's going to happen to the economy. They could crash there's the conspiracy theory that they're waiting for Trump to be president before they crash the economy so people can blame it on him. I thought the economy would crash under Biden, but it just didn't happen. Everything keeps ticking along. They just squeeze you more and more, turns out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think the inflation is going to get better under Trump, but we might get tax cuts, and then we can afford things that are more expensive. Jen Cray says he needs to get rid of the Fed altogether. Ron Paul is possibly part of this. They're calling them the Avengers or the Super Friend. Either one of those refers to Trump and the people around him. I'll show you this video because I'm thinking of it. Trump, there's this insider video. There's video from, I believe it's like a documentary or something going over the race. And it shows Trump basically. It also shows Tulsi Gabbard. That's what I was thinking of. The Avengers, the Super Friends. We're going into something definitely new and different. This just shows that he's writing his own tweets and stuff. Just shows like what he's thinking about when things are happening. Him writing tweets or dictating tweets. Just shows that he's running the show. More than you could say for certainly Joe Biden, right?
Thank you. 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 Thank you.
Oh my God. Is she crazy?
Thank you. Thank you
Wow.
all. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Oh,
you.
too many. Thank you.
It's about plenty.
That must be 35.
Traveling from India
That's
to
good.
California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist.
How many people are watching?
Can we tell how many, Dan? How many people are watching?
She's talking about how great San Francisco was before she destroyed it. A lot of talk about childhood. We've got to get to the border, inflation, and crime. Say these out. The things of which she complains. The things of which she complains.
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man.
Oh, you hear that, Phil? It's great, right? Ready?
There's
These
Tulsi.
prosecutions were all started by her and Biden
Hong Kong.
against their political
In a
opponent.
good way.
Me. Get that out right away. She paid and raised bail. She paid bail to get the violent
And there's what's his name?
rioters in Minnesota out of jail. I love it. Put it in there. Put it right in with the stuff, huh?
With that post, yeah.
Yeah.
But
You could do it either that or separate.
Say more lies, lying about the Project 2025.
Oh, lying against Project
Oh, that was Tulsi.
25, which she knows, and so do all Democrats, that I have absolutely nothing to do with.
she says
Now people are saying Project 2025 is real. That's the troll, at least. Some people like Matt Walsh, I think, said, "Oh, now we can at least admit that Project 2025 is real, and that's what we're really doing." But that was Tulsi chiming in on that tweet saying she's lying. Lester, what's up? You're telling me I'm out of date? Are the videos people are posting about the gender thing and birthright citizenship are old? They might be. You know, that's how lazy I am. They might be old. My title, therefore, may be completely out of date. And I appreciate the criticism. they might be. I have to decide every day. What's in the news? What are people going on here? Like yesterday was my most popular show ever, Liberal Tears. So I thought about being like, okay, because I have more liberal tears. So I thought, okay, maybe I should do it again because I got the big audience yesterday. And by big, I mean it got close to 150 people tuned in live. Not like Nick Fuentes. 73,000 people tuned in or something. But it's huge. Liberal tears. That's what people want to tune in for. Anyway, so I thought this was big news, but that's because people were sharing it on Twitter and it may be old. Thank you for bringing it up. I'll go ahead and play those videos now to get them out of the way. Thank you. I'll also run an ad. Check out our store, Truth Revolution Clothing, at truthclothing.io. Shipping out some shirts today. Here's what we got. Oh, my internet. I guess we're streaming okay. Something's going on with not all the shirts showing up. So this is our website, Truth Revolution Clothing, truthclothing.io. Check out some of the stuff. Like I'm wearing the baseball tee today. It's $10 and it's really nice. That's the thing. It's not just that they're inexpensive because we're doing a clearance sale. So it's like really high quality stuff. Look how that fits. Isn't that sweet? Lift the veil, never normal. So that's something you can buy for $10. There are other shirts you can buy in there for $5, including Bitcoin shirts. And Bitcoin's at an all-time high. So I wore my Bitcoin shirt out in public yesterday. It's easy to do when the price is high. But then you don't want people robbing you. So I understand that. Anyway, go to truthclothing.io. Get your t-shirts today. If you buy $100 worth, you get free shipping. And we are selling out of many sizes. Okay, I said, let's see. I have the 4B thing, which I haven't even told you guys about. Okay, here we go. Donald Trump videos. I haven't even showed any videos yet. I don't think. Oh, yeah, I showed one so far. Where's the other video? Oh, here. Okay, yeah, 2 videos being shared today. As if they're new, maybe they're old. So that's the deal. Maybe it's old. Maybe it's old news. So I'll show them to you now anyway. Shared by the redheaded libertarian. But it's probably old. Shared today, in any case.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers, which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination.
There you go. So Lester says it's an old video. Looks like an old video, doesn't it? I was like, but it sounded like he was just coming out hard, because he got elected and he's coming out hard against gender doctors, but it's not new. It's not new. Neither is the other video, which is in a similar style, which says that he's going to end birthright citizenship. So it's not new. What's new today is Susie Wiles got appointed, and I can't share a thing about her. I don't know. All I can say is I thought it was a good campaign. General with the candidate you got, I think they made the right choices pretty much, and I was impressed by their digital and stuff. And they're probably paying. They're probably paying influencers too. If you're a campaign, you pay to get on. You don't have to. Joe Rogan wanted to have him on. I mean, I'm not saying, but you certainly pay to get on podcasts if you wanted to. Trump didn't have to do that. He's interesting enough that people would want to interview him, and same with any presidential candidate. So I guess it's stupid saying that. But you would definitely want your influencers out there. Democrats lack big influencers, or they don't have the same social stuff going on that Republicans do. Thanks, Brian M. Money in the bag. It looks like money in the suitcase or bag or valise. Money in the valise. $5. Thanks for the super chat. You've been promoted to King of the Chat. If you would like to be King of the Chat, you will have to cash or super chat more than $5. Then you will be king or queen. Well, it's interesting, Lester. Yeah, I mean, different opinions. I mean, I don't know if it was great or not. He won. That's the thing. He won. Right. So she was the campaign manager. He won. They were successful. It's a question of how much Elon Musk helped, because Elon Musk apparently was running the ground game. So, I mean, this Elon Musk collaboration, I don't think it should be, or it can be, overstated how significant it is to have somebody of his means and someone who owns this major social media platform and stuff too. I'm surprised people aren't talking about it more. Like, oh, what influence did X have on this election? And nobody's really saying that. Nobody, or I haven't heard anybody yet say, oh, maybe Elon Musk buying Twitter. I've heard people on the right kind of say it, give Elon Musk credit for influencing things. But I mean, he owns this platform people go to get information, a certain number of people, and he's supporting Trump. So, that the platform is going to be supporting Trump too. I think the buying of X was certainly important. So I won't play you the other clip about birthright citizenship. I could play you more liberal tears and then tell you about 4B. We'll give you Jimmy Kimmel. And then I'm like, can TV be so, what has TV become where people don't cater to all of America? Like, I thought the thing was that you get people in the Midwest and stuff watching your TV show. But some of these people they're just all in, and then they're saying this is the worst thing ever when 50% of the country voted for him. It's kind of crazy. Lester, you're asking questions. I'm open to questions. Do I think Kamala is worse or better than Hillary? And which election do you think was better for Trump? I think It's impossibly worse than Hillary Clinton. I don't think Hillary Clinton is so terrible and was so hated by a lot of people. Kamala Harris was also bad, though. It's a hard contest. And what do I think was better for Trump? I only voted for Trump this time. I didn't vote for Trump the other times. I was only convinced that I should this time. And I think it was because of the Avengers. Like last time you had Mike Pence and, he had all these terrible people. I mean, the terrible people in his government too. I was fed up with the Mike Pompeos and it was really, and then you got to remember it. Let's forget, like Trump likes torture, for example. I'm not really pro torture the way Trump is, and he's also pro death penalty for all kinds of things, which I'm also not pro. So there are things I disagree with him about for sure. Anyway, here's Jimmy Kimmel crying.
Let's be honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth, and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet. Let's be honest. It was a terrible night.
It's crazy. Like, if you got a room full of people anywhere, wouldn't you think one of them would be a Trump supporter and you don't want to, like, offend them and basically say that they're stupid? Isn't it like calling Trump supporters stupid? Like, it's just so offensive. Like, why would I ever watch Jimmy Kimmel? Who watches Jimmy Kimmel? I think it's just old. I don't know. I feel like the Democrat Party has become the party of old white people, like old, well off. Like, who watches these nightly shows? I remember I used to watch them when I was younger. Letterman was funny. I don't remember it getting very political, although it probably was. It was probably left wing. I don't know. But this stuff, I can't believe it. And he did start to cry, like right at the Ukraine part. That's when he started to cry. Okay. I have more liberal tears. People love liberal tears, so I'll play those. I'm looking at the chat, Brian, because you're king of the chat. I will answer you. Thank you, Brian. I will answer your question because you gave a super chat earlier. Did you hear that Colorado voted to allow non-citizens to be police officers? I think we have that here in California too. If in as much as we might have a shortage of police officers, and in as much as maybe immigrants work hard and stuff, and they want to be a police officer, you have to want it because you have to go through the academy and all that stuff. It's not right, I guess, right? It's not right. Yeah, it's probably not right. I'm still a liberal in some ways. But if it's taking jobs away from people, then it's probably not good. But illegals, then you got to throw them out after. I don't know. Probably the wrong opinion to have. We do need people to do jobs, probably. But we do have to end the flow of, the illegal flow of migrants and all that stuff. Illegals be police officers? What do you think? Thanks, Street Ghost, for the 99-cent super chick sticker. You are the dauphin of the chat for now. Okay, I was going to show you liberal tears. And then I'll tell you guys about the 4B. I forgot about 4B. Women are shaving their heads and breaking up with their boyfriends to protest and promising not to have sex for a year. They might as well go to a nunnery. This isn't related to that.
Harris did not win.
This is a teacher, apparently, telling her
Trump.
kids.
So I'm
Take a breath.
Yep. So today may look a little different at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to, I think, we currently are in a country where we get to choose, right? And
Currently, not
people
for long,
have different
bitch.
priorities. They have different values. Some people hear what he has to say and they don't believe him. And some people hear what he has to say and they believe him and they agree with him. So today's your school day is probably going to look pretty normal. Okay. Your teachers are going to do a really great job of, if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you're crying.
It is funny. Is it okay? I don't know if it's okay to laugh at people. I laugh at people who cry sometimes. All right. That's more liberal tears. I have a guy and then I have AOC saying I haven't watched this clip yet. I have AOC, we're about to enter a period of fascism. So this is more of that hyperventilating.
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We cannot give up. We now find ourselves in a time in history that has precedent, and we find ourselves, I believe, in a time where there are, let's say, peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter. Donald Trump has talked about turning the military on U.S. citizens that he deems his domestic political enemies. Authoritarians and people that he affiliates closely with and strongmen abroad in regimes like that, it is not uncommon to jail political dissidents or legislative opponents.
You mean like he tried to throw Trump?
This is the world that we very realistically may be entering.
I don't think so. I don't think he is going to jail his enemies. We'll see, though. He has the right to. They went after him. We'll see. We'll see if he actually goes after people. Let me see if this kills the sound. I bet it will. Yeah, it did. I have a guy telling people they should kill themselves. They're Trump supporters. And then I'll show you the 4B thing. Here's a guy who's apparently
I'm done crying. My sadness is over. My anger has set in.
University.
I am a very petty person, and I am very proud of that. Love it about myself, actually. And so I say this in the most disrespectful way possible. I don't care if you are my family. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if we've been friends our entire lives. You can literally go fuck yourself if you voted for Donald Trump. If you or so sad about your groceries being expensive, get a better fucking paying job. Do better in life. Get a fucking education. Do something. Because you are fucking stupid. And I hope you go jump off of a fucking bridge.
There you go.
I'm done crying.
So there's a guy. Apparently he's a director for fraternity and sorority life at University of Oregon. It says jump off a bridge. All right, I have more things like that. I have one thing that's funny. Okay, here we go. 4B. I showed you video of a woman trying to shave her head. I guess it was in support of the 4B movement. I have to do some. I don't know why it's called 4B. Apparently, I have to show you this though. This is a good one. Here, let me see. This is good.
Hey, everybody. I know some of you are upset that Kamala lost, but here's an idea to show support, ladies. Post a picture of your feet with the caption, "I'm still standing." That way she knows you still support her. Hey, everybody. I know
This
some of
guy's
you are
so
upset that
creepy looking
Kamala
too.
lost, but here's an idea to show support, ladies. Post a picture of your feet with the caption, "I'm still standing." That way
Show feet. Pretty funny. I'm still standing. That's pretty funny. Yes, he is just trying to get ladies to show feet. I have another funny video. I have an idea. He goes, I have an idea. All right, this one's pretty funny too.
Donald Trump won, and I am very, very afraid that he might deport my mother-in-law. She entered illegally to the country, and she lives in Street 4, number 47, apartment D, New York. I am very, very concerned. That's right behind the green apartment. Yeah. I have nothing bad happened to her. The gate is always open. You don't have any dogs either. Street 4, number 47, apartment D. You should get the part of how my life would be. Why? Street 4, number 47, apartment D.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Nobody likes their mother-in-law. He did a good job though. Doxing her. All right, so that was funny. The show feet was funny. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about the 4B movement. I have mostly reaction videos. I couldn't find many videos in support of the 4B. So no, I expected there to be like 4 pillars of something starting with a B, but no, apparently not. But it's no sex, no boyfriend, shave your head, no boyfriend, no sex, no. Here's one. You're supposed to break up specifically with your Trump supporting boyfriend.
So this is a really sad day. Really sad day. Even for people who voted for Trump, they just don't know it yet. We need to feel our feelings. As you can tell, probably by my face, I have spent much of the morning crying. I was so numb last night. But one thing about me is I will take a minute to lay in it and cry. because I need to do that for myself. But then it will fuel the fuck out of me to do something. I think the first step that us women need to take is we need to adopt the 4B movement here.
Apparently it's
Unless
in
your
Korea.
man voted for Harris, he needs to be cut off. Break up with him, divorce him, leave him. We cannot let this happen again. We have to stand up and do something. So I'm standing with the 4B movement for as long as it takes.
There you go. 4B movement. So yeah, you got to break up with your man if he voted for Trump. But I guess not if he didn't vote for Trump. And then I have reaction videos to the 4B. All I have is reaction videos. I'll play those. No like contact. Here's someone reacting to it.
You know, I'm here to talk of this 4B movement because Trump won the presidency, right? My thing is this. Oh no, shiver me timbers. You know what's so crazy? We've gone so far left that we've come back around right. Isn't that crazy? Women are saying, you know what? We're not going to have sex with any of you anymore until you treat us with respect. Let me get this straight. You had to have a woman lose the presidency for you to stop sleeping with men unless they show you respect? Is that not hilarious to you? We're not going to have sex with any men until y'all start treating us like human beings. Y'all was sleeping with men that wasn't treating you like human beings. We're not having any children until marriage. Y'all were having children before. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who are you telling? We've been asking y'all to stop being hoes for years. We've been asking y'all to stop being hoes for years. And it takes Kamala Harris to lose the presidency for y'all to say, you know what? We're closing our legs until we get some respect. All right, if that'll do it.
There you go. So there's that guy at Days on Spam. Here's a lady talking about it. Here.
All right, let me get this straight. So they're going to shave their heads, abstain from marriage, dating, and procreating? I didn't think we could win twice in one day, but here we are. It's a W in the chat.
So that's her. Yeah, they're not supposed to have kids either. I have one more reaction to it. Here.
If you comment about 4B, which for those of you that don't know, means no dating men, no having sexual relations with men, no marrying men, and no child rearing with men. I don't think you all understand that, like, that was the point from the beginning. Like, don't engage in consensual sex when a very real possible consequence of that is having a child, right? I've seen so many videos saying, do men realize that now they're going to have to wear condoms? They weren't before. You weren't making them before. Even if you're on birth control, girl, what are you doing? Like, are you like, what? That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that you're having sex with a man that you're not married to, not dating, not whatever, and let him just raw dog it. And now you're saying, if you're going to have to wrap it up, like, ma'am, why weren't you doing that before? That is the entire point. So yes, please participate in 4B. Thank you. Maybe abortion rates will go down substantially. Crazy idea. Thank you.
There you go. So mostly reactions to 4B. I had somebody shaving their head though from the last show. It's some kind of Apparently it happened in Korea or something. The Greeks really started. I think didn't they do that in Sparta where the women withheld sex? Isn't it the plot of Lysistrata, the Greek play? I think it is. There's at least one Greek play where they withhold sex from their men. Oh, this is the most popular video about it. Yeah, I've watched this video too. Then I played you that one. Oh, here. Great. I have 4 videos. Oh, super. Let's see.
The first question I'm asking everybody in my life from this moment forward, who did you vote for? If I get anything aside from Kamala, get the from my face. I am done, honestly. It costs me $0 to cut people off. And in this economy, I'm taking all the free shit I can get. The first question I'm asking everybody in my
Okay,
life
hold
from
on.
this moment
That's one person. She wasn't talking about 4B. Oh, this girl was, though. I remember her. Okay, hold on.
who did you vote
hold on.
for?
Here we go. She looks mad.
Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years.
Oh, she has a
In
mustache, I
protest
think.
and protection of your bodies. As we know, if that little baby inside you gives you any trouble and you need an emergency healthcare, you're fucked and you're gonna die. I think that is sufficient enough reason to stop having sex. Don't you agree? This vote wasn't a vote for Americans. This vote was for men. And unless we want to become the handmaid's tale, then us women need to protest because this is some buttery bullshit. Donald Trump is president, and
There
I
we
think
go.
all women.
Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I remember this broad talking about it.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very blindsided by the results this morning. I've decided that cigarettes don't count today, and I honestly might go get a tattoo. But I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend a handful of days before the election, and it had nothing to do with the anticipation of Donald Trump winning this election. It had everything to do with problems within our relationship and massive differences between who we were as people, which was unfortunate and sad. I wish him well, though. But yeah, as a woman, my bodily autonomy matters, and this is my way to exercise sovereignty over that. So I highly encourage any other women that are single, and care about progressing women's rights and still fighting for our bodily autonomy, to do the same. Delete your dating apps, because we can come together in community. And if you need somebody to cuddle or hold your hand or give you a kiss, I bet you one of your girlfriends would do it. Okay. And you don't even have to really be gay. Okay. It's okay to have a lot of platonic love for the next 4 years. I think we can look to South Korea and the 4B movement as a point of inspiration for us.
There you go. That's her talking about it. Thanks, Lister Green. I'll get to that comment. Here's one more. I didn't see this one yet.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan, and I'm dead fucking serious. All I have
There
to
you
say
go.
is good luck getting.
Let's see how long that lasts for those hoes. It's not going to last too long, I don't think. Thanks, Lester Green. Lester Green says, I'm aging backwards. Thank you. Yeah, it's my new show lighting that's helping out. But also I take berberine to try to age. I actually was trying to live forever. So I'm not unlike Silicon Valley people. Oh my God. New king of the chat. Brian M. Oh, now emperor of the chat. Now you can have hand servants. Thanks, Brian M. Thanks for the super chat. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Brian M. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. You help the show continue. All right, I have a few more things to play you guys. Thanks for tuning into the show. The sun has set. Gosh, sun goes down so early. I got to turn on the light. I haven't turned on the light yet for outside. I'm supposed to do that before the show. All right, I can do that right now. So Trump's getting away. No, this is a good clip about Trump from some people in New York. Let me show you that. Here we go.
We're going Donald Trump. Do you mind if I ask you why?
Because Kamala's a waste of time.
Fair enough. You guys New Yorkers?
I'm from Florida.
What about you,
I'm
miss?
a New Yorker, and I'm an immigrant. Loved him in 2016, loved him in 2020, and it's about time that he actually gets back in office.
This position is a little bit controversial for New York, I feel like. Perhaps I'm wrong.
It is very controversial. We saw like a few cars earlier, and it was towards Times Square, and it's the first time that I've ever seen liberal tears live, just because somebody saw Trump flags. It was insane, but it was beautiful to see. And I think it's about time that everybody stopped talking about their effing feelings. No one cares. This is America. It's all about policy. It's about actually getting a strong leader in office. And I could care less about your joy. No one cares. I don't believe the rubbish that they put out on television. We look at what's actually happened when Trump was in office and where we were as a country, not just here, but internationally, is a very strong point. That was reality. What they're trying to resell as what Hussein did before and what everybody else did, that's the kind of America that they want, where everybody's brainwashed, has no voice, and they can dictate to you what to do. That's not a government. That's not America. That's not democracy.
There you go. Some lady on the street. Foreigner, apparently. She was wearing a big Israel chain or a big Star of David. I don't know whether it was Star of David, doesn't necessarily. So that was interesting. The Democrats have a Jew and Muslim problem because some of them are anti-Israel and some of them are pro-Israel. So they have that issue, which they're not going to be able to solve very well. But anyway, that wasn't in regards to that. All right. Oh my God. Alt season is trending on Twitter. You guys have to get in some cryptocurrency and book some consultations with me if you need help. Cryptocurrency is doing well. I'm looking at Twitter. It says alt season is trending. So what if they tried more lawfare on Trump? Here we go. This is apparently Trump's lawyer.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote. Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time and they are not effing around.
Let me just say this.
He says we'll throw your fat ass in prison to Letitia James. So he says we'll throw your fat ass in prison if you try to F around. So I think he's also saying like F around and find out. That's what he's saying. Don't make me show you the chart of what happens when you F around. Oh, thanks. I gave him $1. You gave me $2.99 Australian, which is almost like real money, right? It says they're becoming conservative women in protest. Do conservative women not have sex with their husbands? The 4B movement is literally like, no, man. You don't do anything with men. You definitely don't have kids with them and stuff. So that's not very conservative. I think conservative women have sex sometimes. These women are talking about abstaining from all men in protest. I don't know. I guess they blame men in general. There are plenty of soy boys in this election. All right. If you want to support the show, you can drop super chats the way people have been, or you can drop a donation at buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, and you can leave a public message there on the board that stays. Buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, or you can go to Cash App, $LTV411, and you can give Bitcoin there too. You know you want to get some Bitcoin. Did I ever even show you the chart? I don't even think I showed you the chart. You got to get in. You got to get some crypto. You got to do something because there's going to be inflation still. You got to do something other than dollars because there's still going to be inflation. All right, what do I have? I have video of that. I have like a 5-minute video RFK Jr. put out about foods. I can play that, sure. Keep you guys entertained. I think RFK Jr. is the most revolutionary part of the Donald Trump thing because Donald Trump Jr. I mean, RFK Jr. is really anti. I mean, he's somebody who really goes after big business. Big business would want him dead. You know, the Boeing whistleblowers suicided themselves, right? So these are like RFK Jr. is the guy that big business is afraid of. Brian M., thanks for the super chat. I'll stop the show for super chats. Trump better pardon J6ers. Yeah, he's supposed to. He does have to pardon. He does have some things he has to do. He's going to pardon Russ Albrecht. He's going to pardon the crypto guy too. But definitely J6ers. He's got to pardon J6ers. He's got to do that right away. So you can see alt season trending right here. I got to take a look at the alts. Solana's doing very well. You got to be into cryptocurrency.
Most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way until the early 1990s. Our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But now in 2024, we're finally waking up to this cataclysm and we're asking ourselves, how in the world did this happen? A big part of it is our diet. Restaurants that serve contaminated food are fined or shut down. But when it's the government that approves the poisons in our food, a few people get very, very rich, and the toxins end up in every supermarket aisle. Let me show you what I mean. Doritos, Cheez-Its, Captain Crunch, gummy bears. Everyone knows that these are junk foods, so maybe you wouldn't be too surprised to see that the ingredients include a lot of poisons, including a harmful yellow dye called tetrazine, or yellow dye number 5. What you may not know is that this dye was originally made out of the sludge that's left over when you turn coal into coke for blast furnaces. It's called coal tar, and I've actually sued many big industries for legacy contamination of coal tar all around the country because it's so toxic and it's so harmful to the environment and human beings. A century ago, it was just an obnoxious industrial byproduct that everybody was trying to figure out ways to get rid of. One of the ways that they did that was by paving roads. But then a British chemist figured out that the coal tar could be used to derive fabric dye. And if fabric dye, why not food? Food manufacturers began using it to cover up the discoloration of low-quality foods that they wanted to pass off on unsuspecting customers. They didn't know back then that this yellow dye, tartrazine, causes tumors, asthma, developmental delays, neurological damage, ADD, ADHD. hormone disruption, gene damage, anxiety, depression, intestinal injuries. Well, we know it now. We've known this for decades. That's why tartrazine.
I'm watching this. I'm like, I'm so, thanks for the comments in the chat. I'm highlighting the important ones. Like, I love yellow things. I worry about YouTube saying this is medical misinformation, right? He's talking about some chemical, and all these industries want to protect themselves. So I wonder if they call this misinformation. He's saying this tartrazine does all kinds of things to you. Well, because of that, I'm so concerned. I'm only on YouTube now. I think I have to start broadcasting on Rumble too. Because if they take this away from me, I'm only on YouTube now. I haven't even been broadcasting on Rockfin. I would play the rest of that for you, but I really don't know the rules or anything, and I just don't want it. I don't want to get a strike. I should have 0 right now, but they don't give you a warning or anything, and I have to be able to do my show every day. So I'm going to say tartrazine is healthy. Tartrazine is good for you. Listen to the CDC. Do whatever you got to do. Yeah, I know. Now, yeah, that's true. He's going to be in charge. But the corporations are going to say it's misinformation because they must like using it. Otherwise, they wouldn't use it. There's all this stuff coming out about seed oils. He was talking about seed oils too. I'll play the rest of it because I'm interested. I already gave you the disclaimers though. He might be wrong. This is just what RFK is putting out. He might be wrong. Okay, that's good enough. I don't know whether this is medically accurate or not. Consult with your doctor.
Is heavily restricted in other countries. In some countries, foods with tartrazine have a warning label that it may cause ADHD in children. Today, it's made from petroleum, not coal tar. Either way, it's crazy to add this to your kids' favorite foods. It doesn't even change the flavor. This yellow dye isn't just in junk food. It's in the foods that we consider healthy. It's in everyday kids' snacks like popcorn, mac and cheese, fruit snacks. It's in sports drinks like Gatorade and so-called vitamin water. It's even added to chicken broth, to corn, to pickles, to mustard, and to yogurt. And so, of course, our kids get sick. And we lovingly feed them chewable vitamins, which have, surprise, tartrazine. And so the cycle continues until the coughs and asthma kick in, at which point you go to pick up some cough syrup. And yeah, you guessed it, tartrazine. I've been picking on tartrazine today, but that's just one of at least 100 chemical poisons that our health agencies allow into our children's food. I can make a video just like this to talk about Red 40, BHA, BHD, potassium bromate, chemical after chemical, and on and on and on. If just one of them can cause all of these problems, imagine what they're doing in combination. That has never been studied. If we took all of these chemicals out, our nation would get healthier immediately. We'd have fewer sick days. We'd have better focus. We'd have less anxiety. Our kids would learn more easily. We'd lose weight. We'd have more energy. We'd have fewer tumors and longer lives. It's not all dark. Over the past 16 years, the government has banned 8 chemical additives that cause cancer, genetic damage, asthma, and many of the other health conditions as tartrazine does. And you know what's interesting? All 8 of those crucial steps forward in our kids' health were taken under President Trump. But the Democrats who claim to be all about healthcare have stood by watching other countries ban these poisons and make our kids sick, asthmatic, hyperactive, and depressed. They left them on every supermarket shelf in America. They even used your tax money to put them in your kids' school lunch. So their big food and their big ag donors probably gave them all that golden handshake and the big money hug. And their big pharma donors probably called them up and thanked them also, because now they're going to make billions selling Adderall, Prozac, and rescue inhalers. Enough is enough. President Trump and I are going to stop the mass poisoning of American children. Together, we're going to make America healthy again.
There you go. I don't know if that was an ad before the election or there you go. That was a long thing about what's going to go on with RFK Jr., part of the Super Friends, part of the Avengers. I don't know which Avenger he would be, but he's talking about making food healthy. He really promises a lot of things. He's like, if we did that, everybody wouldn't be fat anymore right away. I don't know if it's that simple. We don't know for sure exactly what's causing what, but yeah, there are definitely chemicals. I don't think I eat any of those foods, but kids do. Make America healthy again. All right, so I wonder what's going to happen. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks, Tetragrammaton Ghost. Appreciate you. Thanks for the $10 super chat. I believe that's more than the $9.99 that Brian MC. I already forgot Brian's name because he was no longer the king of the chat. Now it's Tetragrammaton Ghost at $10. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You didn't even leave a message. That's cool. No problem. I'm going to check my coffees to see if anybody dropped anything there. You can drop those without the Google 30% cut from. I just thought super chats, it's fun, right, for people. Let me see if there's anything new on buymeacoffee.com/lift the veil. I don't think there is. We got some of those the other night, though, during the. Oh, Brian M. bought a coffee. Thanks, Brian M. Wow, Brian M. Because of the combined super chats, you win. Thanks for the buying a coffee. It says money in the bag. Thanks for that, Brian M. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys, for supporting the show. Got some people tuned in. We're doing good. We're feeling better. We're laughing at some stuff. We're the winners. We won some money gambling, which feels good on the election, but even more on cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is looking good. Bitcoin's at 76,000 right now. So if you want to get some, yeah, if you need any help with cryptocurrency, you don't need my help. But if you do, you can text me at the show number 650-GAY-TAXI. You can text me or message me on Twitter. I'm happy to help out if you need help with cryptocurrency. But you don't need my help. It's very easy to buy some. You can use Cash App. You can use Coinbase. But that's what I'll leave you on. You got to get some cryptocurrency. Beat inflation. Inflation will not stop. Money printing will not stop. Oh, and the government. They say the government's going to buy. Seriously, though. Trump said we're going to buy 5% of the Bitcoin supply when he's president. That's going to make the price go up. So you can still get in before governments get in more heavily. It will, the price will go higher now. It is a big deal that Trump's the president. Oh, and I'm having deja vu right now. I'll open the chat up to any questions. Street Ghost says, have I heard of BISC, a P2P exchange? No, I haven't heard of that. That's interesting. Is that so it's off the books? No, I haven't heard of that. You can have cryptocurrency that's kind of off the books if you hold it yourself, if you hold it in a decentralized wallet. And then you have to figure out how to sell it after that. So that's when you would need a P2P exchange for when you're ready to sell, right? Person to person, peer to peer. Oh, now the price is going down though. So what do I know? You can just buy some every once in a while. You just want to buy it every once in a while. Dollar cost average. When it goes up, when it goes down. So that's Bitcoin right now. ETH has been doing really well, but ETH overall has been dragging. Solana was close to $200 earlier today. Beautiful. Yeah, Solana Solana's not at an all-time high yet, but it's at $200, which is good. That's very good. Solana's at 200. That's huge. Some people are saying Solana's going to go to $2,000, which I don't see why not. Solana's good. You want my recommendations for altcoins? You get some of that stuff. And then you can stake it and earn like 7%. Solana called SUI, which might do well. You can get it on that too, SUI, SUI. But just buy Solana also. You can get that on my mic died. Can you hear me now? And Doge, we like Doge too. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, Street Ghost, we're in the Q&A part of the show. If the Q&A part of the show goes well, I watch this crypto show where he does Q&A for half the show. Lester Green says, what's your prediction for the big cabinet positions? I don't know enough to predict. I can Google search it. Who will Trump pick for his cabinet? I don't know what Tulsi's going to do. I wonder if she'd be a good press secretary. Tulsi could make a good press secretary, possibly. That would be amazing. Whatever Tulsi does, I'm just like, I hope she does something really good. I haven't heard her mentioned as, okay, here we go. Lester Green, we're going to try to answer your question. Okay. Trump's second term cabinets, here's who may fill key roles, according to The Hill. I don't know anything about this, so this is good for me to research. Accept. Elon Musk could be the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, working with Ron Paul. So Elon Musk could get some kind of position, but I don't know if he has, I don't see how he has time, but he says he'd like to be on he's just got other stuff going on. RFK Jr. is going to do something. Trump said he's wants to do something. So it says it's not expected to be a cabinet post, but an appointment to a SAR type position overseeing health and food regulation. So that's what Kennedy's going to be able to do. Susie Wiles is going to be chief of staff. Stephen Miller. Yeah, I don't know anything about him, but Marco Rubio might do something. Doug Burgum, Bill Hagerty. You'd have to do some research on it. I don't have predictions. So, John Edward, what do you think Tulsi will do? I just talked about that. I hope it'd be cool if she was chief of staff. I mean, I'm sorry, if she was press secretary. Somebody just said something, and the comment went away. Kraken halted Monero. Yeah, Monero's tough. It's hard to do privacy coins. But I'm into in theory, Monero is awesome. I had some before. But it's hard for privacy coins to go up in value. So if you want something that goes up in value, but they're good for transferring over if you want to do something secretly, like buy Hitman or something. I don't know what currency hitmen take these days. I would have to look into it. Vivek for head Fed chairman. Yeah, don't these guys have other stuff going on? They're business guys and stuff. Oh yeah, vitamins and supplements for my merch store. Yeah, I was looking into it before. It's very expensive to buy vitamins. You have to buy them in bulk. I was thinking about selling vitamin D though. Yeah, for merch. Just because people need vitamin D. So I thought about doing that before. If you want to go in on it with me. It'd be cool if I had an investor. I'd do the work of, I'd do the packaging and stuff. I can figure that out probably. I'm willing to get vitamin D. I've looked into it before. If you want to partner up on it and go in and cover the costs of production, there you go. And I could sell berberine too. I heard you shouldn't take berberine consistently, that you need to take breaks or something. I don't know. But they say it makes you younger. Hey, Life Matrix, what's up? Aloha to you too. We say aloha because we're Tulsi fans, right? Okay. You buy the Alex Jones ones for cheap. How do you get them? It's a good business to be in, though. I could be in some kind of supplement business. I have to commit to doing this show, but I think I can. If I'm going to go back to being a delivery driver, I could probably still do my show. I was doing it. I am probably doing both at the same time. So I think I can maybe commit to it and maybe keeping a store open. I'm still going to have to pay taxes on my business here in California. I'm still officially a business, Truth Revolution Inc. We are cool. We take tips on our website. No tax on tips, should I? Yeah, nobody's going to pass that, though. Probably. Do you think that'll become a thing? No tax on tips? Do you think it'll really happen? Be interesting. I mean, since both sides embraced it, maybe it will happen. That'd be kind of cool for DoorDash drivers and Starbucks workers and stuff. Can make the shirts for free and only take tips. Oh, that's basically where they're at right now. They're basically free. $5 for a t-shirt is basically free. It's the same thing. $5, that's not even real. Buy some crypto, though. Definitely prepare for the future. It's looking good. Next year is supposed to be the best year in the cycle. So, all right, guys. We did a good show for you tonight. I got some questions. That was good. We had an excellent time together. Thanks for the super chats. Appreciate it. Many more than usual. Thank you, Brian M., king of the chat. Oh, thanks, Street Ghost. I didn't even thank you for the $3 super sticker. Thanks, guys. Thanks for that. That's super appreciated. Oh, and Brian M., you just gave me another one. Let me see. Nate, do you know Hearts of Space radio program that was on NPR? You are a cross between that and AM Coast to Coast. Thank you. I don't know. I've never heard of the Hearts of Space radio program. But Coast to Coast, I did host a radio show for a very short time. A 3-hour radio show. After I don't remember what it was called. Midnight in the Desert. Midnight in the Desert. Art Bell's old show, which somebody brought the rights to. I'd have to get my head together. I am feeling better, though, all of a sudden, about doing the show at least. So that's good. That's positive. Street Ghost, you're talking about Bitcoin, right? 100K by January 1st. Yeah, I believe that. It could do it in a hurry. I mean, Trump is so good for Bitcoin. Trump is very good for Bitcoin. I think we'll get to 100K. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you. See you tomorrow, Friday, same time, same place. Thanks, Life Matrix. Oh, thanks for the super chats. Yeah, I'm doing longer. Thanks for that, Life Matrix. Says keep up the good work. All right, cool. Feeling good, getting the show done and stuff. Things are improving. Things are looking up. Trump's president. Thanks for that. I'll stay live longer if people do super chats. All right. Great talking to everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, that's what it is.